What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In this episode number 7 out of 48, when we build a full-time income starting from zero on eBay and other platforms, we're going to go over 4 ways to supercharge your effort and get results faster, because everyone keeps talking about faster results. Well, this isn't really a fast system. It's 48 episodes long. It's going to be 3 months before we reach our goal. But here are 4 ideas I sort of wish I knew when I first started, and hopefully they can help you reach your goals faster, even though I don't think 3 months is really that fast, and you still need to work on this consistently each week and be stronger than you were the previous week. And I just want to point out, if you're just getting started and you're starting to get discouraged because you're not seeing sales, that's part of the process. This store, even though I consider myself an expert, it's been 3 days since I've had a sale in this baby store. But that's okay, because I understand that I'm running a marathon. And I'm going to keep listing 4 times a week. And at the end of this project, I already know the result, because consistency always wins the race. So let's get into supercharging hack number 1, which is I'm not actually sourcing. When I'm out looking for items, I'm building relationships. I am not sourcing. I'm looking for people that I can do business with over and over and over again. I'm learning people's names. I'm figuring out what issues they have at their job. I'm not just looking for profitable items. That is the hamster wheel of reselling. People looking week after week, year after year, month after month, decade after decade, and not improving. Their store is the same, because you have to go out there and do it by yourself over and over again. You need help in order to make this go faster. And the easiest way to get help is to ask people what they need. So you can provide something they need, and they'll give you something that you want, right? You can get anything that you want by helping other people get what they want. That's one of my favorite Zig Ziglar quotes, and it's true. As you guys know, I'll give you an example. If you look in the Reseller Field Guide and are following along the journey with me, you can see that yesterday I picked up around 12 pairs of shoes from one Goodwill. And when I went in with a business mentality. I went in with an abundance mentality. I asked the manager and I said, hey, look, I'm not looking for a discount, but I am looking to buy bulk. I'd like to get as many good shoes that are possible. And I'd like to spend at least $100. It was very slow in the store. So the manager went and looked around, found some other goodies for me, and told me that I need to buy not just shoes, okay, because she needed to get rid of some other inventory. So I went and looked around, and I found a Tesla hoodie, which was really ghetto, but Tesla is really hot right now, and I'm going to see if I can wash it into a little bit better condition, but it's heavily stained. But this is important, guys, to look for corporate gear that is near your area. I actually picked up a SpaceX jacket. Hopefully I can sell that for $200. And there's a lot of Tesla gear here. There's a lot of Oracle gear here. And that stuff is valuable, especially if it's involved with some type of special event, because people are looking for those type of goods. So wherever you are has a unique advantage that you need to be paying attention to. But supercharging tip number 1 is that I'm not as interested in sourcing as I am the relationship part. And if you guys aren't building relationships, then you're going to get stuck in this wheel where you never get any better, because you're relying on your own time. You need a multiplier, which is somebody else's time. Once they know what you're looking for, when you show up, they already have an idea of how to help you. Next is, this is kind of basic, but the whole point of this exercise is to show you guys it's like a marathon, right? I hear stuff like the 30-minute method. And the reason why the 30-minute method would work is because you do it 7 days a week. So my second tip is doing this more times per week starts to build a habit of success. And so this experiment is only 4 times a week, but you'll see people gaining greater success doing it 5, 6. Some people out there do 7 days a week where they consistently list. They'll build up a backlog of drafts, and they'll launch them when they're on vacation. I don't think that that's necessary. You just launch them as soon as they're ready. But I understand that consistent mind flow, and you're training eBay, the algorithm, which is based on artificial intelligence, that you're consistently adding good stuff into the mix. And so they're going to consistently give you traffic. That would make sense, right? These algorithms are not people. They're big robots that are designed to reward people who know what they're doing and push people down that don't know what they're doing. And the main thing that lets eBay know whether or not you know what you're doing or not is the conversion, right? And the conversion, as I said in a previous video, is when value exceeds price. So if someone thinks something is worth $20, great photos, great title, great description, easy to understand shipping and returns, and it's priced lower than they thought, that's going to result in a sale, especially if you're priced lower than the rest of the market. Because now your value is now very high and your cost is very low. That's going to turn into a transaction. If eBay sees you doing that, they're going to feed you more traffic because they are in the business of getting final value fees. Sure, they make money on the insertion fee, but it's a lot smaller than if you actually sell an item. So the second tip is list more days in the week. Okay, here is the third tip, which is focusing on profit, not items. Okay, so the amount that you want to make per year, in my opinion, is related to the amount that you have listed. So if you have 50,000 listed, you're going to do about 50K in a year. If you have 200,000 listed, you're going to have about 200,000 a year. I have a few friends that have over 7 figures listed. They earn more than $500,000 a year. And the reason why it doesn't correlate equally is usually when you have a big store, your sell-through rate slows down. Okay, so it's not like some people think where as your store gets bigger, there's more and more momentum. It's actually the opposite because you're spending less time per listing usually. Your sell-through rate will drop a little bit. That's why in my 2 examples of my stores, I tell you guys that in my big store, I expect to sell things in 5 months. In my little store, I expect to sell things in 2 months because I'm being a lot pickier in my small store and I have the benefit of knowing what's going on because the store is so small. So focusing on profit versus number of items is my third tip. You want to focus on how much you have listed, and the total profit listed is more important than the items. And I know that's funny coming from previously 10K on the Bay and focusing on a $10,000 number. I'm sorry, 10,000 item number. But you have to understand that wasn't arbitrary. That was based on the maximum free listings in an anchor store. And I wasn't obsessed with the 10,000 item mark. I was obsessed with the amount of profit that would bring me. So focus on profit, not items. You can just list 1 item a day if it's $1,000 profit and still make $1,000 a day. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and finally, I want to focus on the key is energy. Okay, so the final thought, and this is kind of a super tip, is just managing your energy. Okay, it's really important to take care of yourself. You need to go to bed early. You need to eat healthy. You need to exercise. You need to have quality relationships that actually bring you energy. If there are people around you to lower your energy level, you need to get rid of those people immediately. This is really important because it takes a lot of energy to build this up. We're talking about 48 sessions straight of performing and improving each week more than the previous week. And just to re-outline that for you guys, the first week you can start anytime. List $10 profit 4 times a week. Week 2, 30. Week 3, 50, all the way to $250 profit. And right now you may be thinking, how am I going to list $250 profit when I don't even know what to buy? Start with $10. You need to be able to learn the skill of how to flip something for $10. Okay, that means when you're just getting started, you're going to have to underprice the market in order to get that sale because you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand the nuances of the market, and that's okay. Something that's worth $20, you may need to sell for 17 or 15 or maybe 11 just to get the momentum going. This is a momentum game. We're going to grow each week consecutively. So, just like a marathon, okay? Each week when you train, it gets harder, but you really don't notice when you're doing it. And I really want you guys to just really drill that into your brain. You won't feel the incremental increase. The difference between $10 profit listed and $30 listed is only 1 item usually, 1 or 2 items. So you're already there doing 1 listing. You might as well knock out a couple. And once you're in the habit of doing this consistently and focusing on the profit listed, you can grow your store over time. And it's so important to protect your energy and protect yourself against time vampires and protect yourself against energy vampires and things that drain you. So it's very important. One more thing. I'm sorry I keep saying very important, but this stuff is just very important. There's a hidden cost when you eat junk food or you go to bed late, and you're paying for that the next day. Okay, so it's really important to recognize that eating a cheeseburger, this is from like Sam Ovens. It doesn't just cost you the $10 it costs for that fast food meal. It costs you potentially hundreds of dollars in productivity. So think about that when you're making a choice, when you're eating, sleeping, and who you put around you, because they will drain your energy and you won't have the energy to do this. Trust me, creative endeavors are very hard. You need 4 hours of productive time every day, and you need to do everything to protect your energy. So get rid of the people in your life that suck. Stop eating garbage food. Go to bed early and start getting rid of stuff that's not necessary for your success. 4 times a week, that's all that matters. 4 times a week. List more than the previous week. If you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.